Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Revival League playoffs, I guess this would be. We are here with the lower bracket quarterfinals. My name is Retro, and I am joined here by my good friend and co-caster, Ultra. Ultra, how you doing?
Hello, everybody. I'm doing well, and I haven't casted in a long time, so I'm glad to be back.
I'm glad to have you here. I'm glad to be here for the Revival A of Ultra. But without further ado, we have FireBird versus Eternity here. It's gonna be quite an interesting game here, I think, because we saw FireBird take on oh my god, I forgot their name. Arctic Wolves yesterday, and they lost
Arctic
2 to
Wolves.
1. Yeah, they
Yeah.
took on Arctic Wolves yesterday. They lost it 2 to 1. Most notably, they lost their map, one of their strongest maps, Chalet. It is the third map picked today. I don't know if we're gonna get to see it, but there's a long way away from there. Anyway, here we are on Skyscraper first and foremost. While I was talking, we got some of these bans out right away. Nook has a pretty high ban rate so far in the playoffs in this tournament. A very, very high, something like 90%, more or less around there. Very, very well-rounded operator. I've already spoken about her every time that she got banned. You know, she's got those frag grenades. She's very, very sneaky. She can sneak past a lot of the cameras that you might have at your disposal on defense. Of course, the silenced FMG9 is no joke. But we do have some less common bans here, most notably the OSA. Now, Ultra, what do you think about the OSA ban coming from Eternity? What do you think
Um,
sparked that decision?
I mean, OSA can be used in almost any situation, and especially when you're trying to get a bridge down or a plant. But I would probably use her in maps that have a lot of external platforms, and Skyscraper doesn't have that much of an external space. Like any gunfight or every gunfight is gonna happen in the building itself. And then you also like have other bans like the Solis, which is pretty common at this point. Everyone bans Solis because it's just good. So it can be used as an intel grabber. So it can be used as intel like to get a kill or to just like waste utility. And I would understand why the ban is Solis, but we also have the mirror ban, which is another common ban. We don't really have to say anything about mirror. Mirror can be used anywhere. You can place down your mirror windows and get intel on any kind of a room you want to get intel on. Now we started the round. People have spoken and everyone has voted towards FireBird. I mean, by everyone I only mean 2 people, but these 2 people have used 500 credits combined.
It's 100% vote rate onto Firebird. That's how we're gonna talk about it. We're not gonna mention the numbers. It doesn't really matter. It's all about the percentages. Okay, it might be just be one person, but it's enough. But yeah, as you said, the round has begun. We've already lost 30 minutes of this round, and
Wow.
there goes the first kill. Hiram picking up one. There goes Yuno with the second, and
That's the Ashen again off the board.
yeah, that
Both
is
of the
the
entries.
Ash. Yeah, both of the entries. That's 2 frag grenades. The only 2 frag grenades that Eternity had at their disposal gone, as well as that projectile projectile explosives gone as well from the Ash, which could be very, very crucial to deal with the 2 shields that Firebird have on their defense. They have the shield from the smoke of Lucy and also the shield from, the Warden. I do believe one of those shields, is placed inside of the shrine roofs area. I'm not sure what the official call out is for that place, but it's colloquially
Shrine?
known as, I think it's shrine colloquially, but I don't know what it is officially. Anyhow, we did see Lucy as well, the smoke, pull away from Black Stairs. Has wasted enough time there. 2 minutes have already gone. I realized that he doesn't really need to be sitting around there for much longer. Those toxic babes still in pocket. Might not even get to be used as Yuno picks up one more kill. There goes a rush attempt from Diddy's, and it's all down to a glorious on the Lion.
Yeah, he has used all his utility, and he only has a drone and his gun to actually fight for the first round victory. And as of right now, he can't really do much except from getting kills, and he gets picked up by the Jaeger. I can't really tell what his name is because I'm getting pixels right now.
Yep, yep, me too. Um, we tried to get as clear of a broadcast here as we can, but sometimes it, when there's too much movement, it gets a little bit pixelated. But yeah, that was a great round there from FireBird, picking up those kills very early on. And Hiram picked up 2 kills very, very early on to set the pace for FireBird and to allow the rest of their team to just continue picking off the members of Eternity one by one. And of course, with limited utility, the Ash and the Iona being gone, it was it was not looking great for Eternity from the get go.
Yeah, almost looked like FireBird didn't even put any effort in winning that round because they didn't really seem like they had any organized plans. They just swung and got away with it, which is something that Eternity should probably look at. They should try to play more closer to each other, because losing both of your entries and especially both of your breach, soft breachers basically, all you could do afterwards was just breach with the help of the Flutter and the Ace, and they did do that, but they couldn't really do much afterwards, so they just crumbled one by one. Let's see how this round plays out.
Yeah, let's see. But I also do want to point out that the sticking close together might not even be the play, because we did see that the 2 members that they lost very early on were sticking together. It was the Ash and Iana playing together. They were just distracted by a hole in the wall that didn't have anyone behind, and they got shot in the back from the other doorway. So, sticking together, but also having eyes on different points rather than just staring at the same place at the same time. The attack is already coming out, and one Dokemi call has been used by Trust as that wall gets opened up on the other end of the map as well. They are doing a little bit of roam clear, trying to get rid of Hiram the Warden, but of course those mine magnets will help this position stay uncontested for at least a little bit longer.
Yeah, as you can see, Eternity are trying to clear the other side of the map first, since they're looking for their roamers, and we should appreciate Thermite's breaches actually, because he's opening up a lot of angles for the attackers, and that way he's minimizing any rotates around the site. But we can see that one of his thermite charges got impacted off the wall, which was very well played by the FireBird team. And now we can see him just holding minibar. Right now, he's afraid of the VIP guy pushing in. At the same time, Hiram picks a kill on the sledge, and that's Grissom Master off the board. And follows up with a kill onto the Dokkaebi. And now it's a 5v3 again. Very early on. I mean, there's a minute and a half left, but it's still quite early.
Yeah, there's 90 seconds left to go for Eternity, and now with the diffuser dead and cold on the ground, only 2 members of their team left to try and contest the 5 remaining members of FireBird. That was really unlucky.
The Ace and the Thatcher again.
Yeah.
They can't really do much. They open as much as they could, and now there's only 1 Ace charge on the pocket of the Ace, and there's impacts on the pockets of or 1 impact on the pocket of Pomai. He failed to actually impact trick the bridge, which helped the attackers get an angle onto the deeper side of the site.
Yeah, it helped them get the angle, but there's still so many angles to contest with, most notably this one behind the dragon, which is a pixel peak, and it's very, very hard to contest.
And frustrating as well.
Yeah, frustrating for sure. That diffuser is now in control of Eternity, but with only 20 seconds left to go, not a lot of information, if any. This seems like mission impossible here for them at the moment. Oh, and there goes the counter peek onto that pixel, but unfortunately, and Lossi pick up the final remaining bits of Eternity to end this round and bring us on to round 3.
Yeah, Thatcher got shotgun to Oblivion by a guy just proning on his left. If only they were able to have some cross angles set up, that might not have been the case, but sadly they crumpled way too early again. Now we're gonna change the floor of the defenders as they're gonna go into barbecue and kitchen, which is on the bottom floor of of the building. We can see that they're not bringing a lot of uh, reinforcements and like castles and stuff like that, but they brought the mutant the bulk, which is gonna help to limit the attackers' eyes in the camps, as long as having eyes on the attackers themselves.
Bomb located by attackers.
And they're definitely gonna hold above as they should, because this map, this site in specific, has a lot of verticality, and you need to take advantage of it if you really want to achieve anything.
Yeah, definitely. Very, very vertical map in general, but as you said, definitely that site is very, very vertical. It's very reminiscent of Border. Border is another very vertical map. But I do want to point out that the Frost is being brought for the first time so far in this matchup, and of course Frost, as I said before, whenever we had Frost getting brought, you know, a lot of the times it's not even about getting those injures with the Frost mats. A lot of the times it's just about taking focus away from the gunfights for the attackers. You know, every time that you're jumping in through a window and you know that there's a Frost on the board, you are looking down. You're not looking ahead of you for a potential gunfight. You're looking down to shoot out that Frost mat, even if it's not there, especially if you don't have any information potentially in the late round. And that could get you killed even if there's no Frost trap. There goes the first pick, another first pick, or the first time a first pick coming out from Eternity, taking out Martin. That's the mute gone off the board. That means the C4 is gone as well. Yuno does get the trade and is able to dip away safely and successfully.
Now we can see that there's no advantage on any other teams except from getting a little bit of wall bank damage from the Thatcher, I believe. That's, as you said, that's the Flores. I mean, yeah, that's the first time that Eternity gets the first entry pick, and now they're just trying to make their way into the building, and having the sleds gone there is really limiting their ability to get vertical control. They really can't open the floor up except from using the forest drones that they have available, and that's only 3 of them left, so it's still not enough.
Yeah, it's not enough, and you know there's only 3 of them, but they also still have those new jammers to contend against, which obviously can slow down or even completely stop a Flores drum from advancing. So a lot of that potential soft breach or utility clear is again very, very limited.
Okay, Hyuna picks a kill onto the Flores. Oh no, the Yana, I'm sorry. That's both of their enemies gone once again. But Flores makes his way and gets a kill onto Hiram, which is the first of the board. Really not an essential pick, but something that will help them to lower the man count for them. But Yuno fights back once again, getting the kill onto the Flores, and another kill onto the Thermite. And this is a similar position to what we had last round. It's a 3v1, and it's just a doggy beat. She doesn't even have a full AR weapon. She only has a DMR. Let's see if she can make it work. She knows that someone is close. She's contesting. She does a bit of a damage and gets the kill onto the Valk. That's Yuno's first death. I must make a point of. But he does try to push into side and get shot down from above. The Alibi holding the passive angle from the hatch, knowing that the Dokkaebi has to eventually push that point. That's the 3rd round that FireBird get under the belt, and it looks like a good start to the game, or the BO3 as well.
Yeah, this is definitely setting the pace for FireBird in the remainder of this matchup. But you know, it's only round 4. We've seen crazier comebacks, and you know it is Skyscraper. Skyscraper does tend to be quite defender-sided, just sort of in general, and it is defender-sided in the league as well, with about 53% defender win rate. So, you know, it could just be a matter of the side that they ended up with for Eternity. Because a Skyscraper is one of those maps where wherever you are, there's 4 angles with guns pointed right at you, and it's very, very difficult to attack.
That was a good point.
So-
But sometimes people don't even have to use their guns, as we saw last round. On the Valk tried to get the knife kill, but sadly failed. It would be really nice if she actually got to get the knife kill there. Let's hope we get other chances like that to happen, because it'd be a really nice show for the viewers.
Definitely, it would definitely be a highlight, something people clip on Twitch and post
yeah.
around. But
Discord servers.
yeah, on Discord servers everywhere, pinging people on or adding people on Twitter. But the round has begun, and really, really brave spawn peek attempt from Huno, doing quite a lot of damage onto Greasy. Not enough to kill him, but enough to put him out of a potential gunfight in the future, and he's only about a bullet away from death. Still trying to contest that same angle is Greasy. Does fall back from Huno. Does fall back from that position. Returns back to it, just absolutely fishing for this potential kill. And there goes the kill from Didis onto Huno. He does push up a lot closer and does get the kill. Or I think that might have been... I don't really know where... Was it from the bridge?
Yeah, the Thatcher had the long angle from the bridge and actually got the kill onto the Jaeger. That was very nice.
That was very well played.
The Yana is actually just running around with her gadget right now. And I'm pretty sure that Cade took notice of her, but he didn't really shoot her, so he doesn't give her the position he is in. Are they in office right now? Yeah, they've completely established control over office and exhibition, I think it's called. You can see that all 5 of them are in the side of the building, and they're just taking control over the top floor. They're sticking together a lot. That's the first time we see all 5 of them being on the same spot. Now they're just fixing their attention onto the Cade, getting the shield down and condensing him. He's spawning in the middle of the room. That's a bold move. And Yana gets the kill as he slowly picks over. That was very patiently done and well played to her. But now stuck in a... Oh wow, she gets a kill in the smoke as well while he tries to reinforce. That was a failed attempt.
The Emitter person's at the site as well. It's all down to Martin now in a 1 versus 5 as that plant is going down. All of the attackers are on the other side of the map, so he's going to have to contest against them with that diffuser now down. There goes one. He does down Trust. Still has 4 more to go. Gets another great shot there. Great free fire, but still a long way to go. 30 seconds left to go for this diffuser to get disabled, or for this bomb to get defused. Martin having to reload. Pre-fires again. Gets the sledge. Does get finally downed by the ace in sight, but that got closer than it should have. That got way too close.
Definitely.
For Martin there. I think Eternity were getting a little bit confident there in a 5 versus 1 where everybody gets greedy, everybody wants that kill. So that was definitely a lot closer than it should have been, but a great execute from Eternity. They had great pacing, and then just sticking with those kills, getting those kills. First on the Cade, then following it up on the Mute, and then just demolishing the entire team. It was really well done from Eternity to finally put themselves on the board and slow down the momentum that FireBird have now gained with 3 rounds up, and also very importantly winning that primary site, taking that away from FireBird and making them uncomfortable to play it again. So they are bringing Office Exhibition this time around.
Yeah, definitely, and Eternity should feel a bit more confident now as they broke the winning streak that FireBird had earlier, getting the first round. They should definitely try to get more rounds now as they're still on the difficult side of the map, because you would hate to be on attack when you're playing Skyscraper, right? But getting us around while you're on attack is a huge advantage. Mm-hmm. So the more they get on attack, the less they'll have to try on defense, right? Mm-hmm. So now we're just gonna see them using the same tactic as last time they tried to attack Office. They're gonna go for the Geisha take. I'm pretty sure that Thermite was trying to breach office side earlier on, but now they've probably switched the tactic a bit. Now they will all try to push the Geisha side, while Hyuna gets a kill onto the Thatcher. Wow, really limiting their breaching potential now. There's no EMPs or EMP bombs. There's nothing. There's no way for them to actually get a wall done if it's being contested. But lucky for them, there's nothing more than a mute on the enemy side. Now advancing in a bit farther into tea room and karaoke as well. There's one flanking onto the black stairs, and he gets a kill onto Trust, but instantly gets traded out by the Flores of A Glorious. Now having the mute off the board, it makes it a bit easier for them to advance, but now they'll have to be a bit more cautious. They don't want to lose another body without getting a refrag.
That's definitely true. And there goes Hiram picking up another kill. I was going to mention that this is a crucial position here for Hiram to be inside of Shrine, especially with 90 seconds already gone. That would definitely limit Eternity's ability to attack further onto site, and of course having to waste even more time trying to drone out these positions made by the Kiva barriers. And I do think that they misdroned that mute inside of Dragon, so this could be detrimental to Eternity's attack if they are not careful. Amiterm, not careful anyway, does get downed on that T breach. He's having to crawl back to hopefully get revived, but that of course is a risky play as there are multiple defenders around them. Glorious trying to push out and maybe swing out onto the Azami, but unfortunately it's not enough. And FireBird pick up another round.
Well, another round for FireBird, as you said, yeah. Having a 4-1 split, it's almost as clean as it can be. There's only one round away from switching sides, and they already have more than 50% of their defending rounds being won. It seems like a really big challenge for Eternity right now, but everything can change, and I mean everything can change as soon as the sides change themselves. So no hope should be lost by this point. There's still a lot of the game left, and we're hoping to see a different side of Eternity.
Yes, for sure. And you know, a 4-2 split on the half on Skyscraper is not even that bad. It gives you a little bit of leeway, especially if you go on to win your primary site. Then all of a sudden it's not 4-2, it's 4-3, and you're only a round away from equalizing the scoreline. So, as you said, hope should not be lost. So if you're an Eternity fan out there, maybe feeling a little bit saddened by this, you know, the game is long from over, and we still have a whole entire map to play through, potentially even 2. So, you know, the game has really just begun. But we do see FireBird going back down into the kitchen barbecue. I find it interesting that they have not gone back to karaoke. You know, they won it that first time around. They lost it the second time around that they tried to play it, and they've just not gone back to it again. They are not chancing anything, which really goes to show how strong Eternity were on that second attack, or second attempt onto the karaoke T site, because, well, FireBird do not want to take them on again. On it. And an early pick coming out from Lussie onto Trust. Really, really great pre-fire, and that's the Yana gone, and I think both of those nades are gone, but a Glorious just jumping straight into Geisha does pick up one, unfortunately is not prepared for the trade, and a Yuno picking up another Yuno on an absolute fire spree at the moment. 10 kills on the board for him. Lussie picks up one more, doing quite a lot of damage onto Emiterm, and it's all down to Emiterm on about 20 HP outside of the Geisha wall with just a minute gone of this round. Does have the diffuser in hand, but very, very little utility. Only 2 of those claymores and a drone still left to go, so this is going to be very, very challenging for him if he can even do anything.
Well, knowing that we're gonna move up and change sides after this round, they should probably start getting some pep talks and talking about how they're gonna play the defending side of the map. And by the looks of it, that's what they're trying to do right now, because Ace is not trying to advance in anywhere. He's just waiting for the round to like finish and the clock to run out. while he's talking with the rest of his team and trying to think of a way to possibly confuse them when they're on attack on defense. My bad. All they want to do now is just see how well it goes on the first defending round and like change the playstyle, alongside it. Now he's kind of looking over the windows, picking a couple of the angles he can, while the first runs out and actually dies to him. That's a very bold move from Hiram, and he shouldn't be expecting to get the kill there. Still, getting a man down is not gonna help him win a whole round without him actually trying. And right now, it doesn't really seem like he can win this round. He doesn't even try right now. He doesn't have to. I hope they're getting some words there with the rest of the team, as I said earlier, because they really need to think of a way. Martin swings out and gets the kill on him at the end of the round. That's the smoke roaming. Why not increase your KD by a bit? You never know how well it goes.
Yeah, I think we definitely saw, FireBird probably getting a little bit antsy, just wanting the round to finish. That's probably the why Hiram jumped out there. But also, there's quite a lot of comfort in being in a 4 versus 1 where you know that the other team aren't trying to actually push in and win. They're just trying to discuss the future of the game. So, there's not that much of a risk jumping out there than like there would be in a the full lobby where everyone's alive and everyone's going. But this is now the side switch. We're starting the second half of the map. Eternity are on defense for the first time, and they are going for that typically most favored site of karaoke and tea room. And they're doing quite an extensive roam here, all the way on the other side with the Muse, and I do believe that the Valkyrie will stick around there as well. Of course, this is a very important roam to execute. The longer that you establish control over this side of the map, the better it is for you and the stronger your defense is, even though the site is all the way on the other side of the map.
Yeah, definitely agree. Now, as I was long anticipating the switch, as you can tell, because I was talking about it a lot, and now we're finally here. I really want to see how Team Eternity plays the switch. They took a lot of time to talk about it, so they better play in a way that's gonna make us feel surprised and like actually blow our minds. As we can see, the attackers clearing out the office side first, very default push, and honestly what they should do right now. Oh no! Trust gets the TK onto Greasy Meister. That's the irony of the board. I mean, she has used all her utility up to this point, so it's not like a utility problem, but having a man down already, it's not a good thing.
It is definitely not a good thing, and I know that Greasy at the moment is going 0-7, but he does tend to be the top fragger for Eternity. Diddy does pick up so finally it equalizes these sides. Hiram unfortunately does pick up the trade onto Diddy's. I think that might have been through the window, so an unfortunate rotate attempt from Diddy's does get him killed. And with only about 90 seconds gone, FireBird had the advantage, at least in man count. They did lose their stature, but not before. I think the geisha wall is opened. Oh, actually, it is not.
No, it is not. Oh, God.
But
okay.
I also don't think that there's any utility on it blocking it. No, there is not. And there goes Lussie with those Selma charges to open it up. So a lot of this utility now being used up. It's really, really good pacing so far from FireBird, but they still have a lot of this utility to clear out and a lot of these positions to drone out and find information onto the defenders, which, with time slowly dwindling away, could become a problem if they do not necessarily hurry, but get inside of the site. And Martin does pick up a Gloria, so this is looking very, very grim here for Eternity in a 2 versus 4, with very little control still left.
They got all the ability to hold cross angles right now, though. So it's only 30 seconds left at the end, at the end of the day. So all they have to do is hold the cross angles, as Emiterm does and gets the kill on the sledge. Now they have a bit of an advantage since there's not a lot of time left. But Emiterm is gonna get swung by the IQ in a bit. Has the HP advantage, but Trust gets injured in the meanwhile. Tries to swing out to the Yana, but dies to her. She gets an easy 2k at the end of the round.
Yeah, that was really
Very well
unlucky
played.
there. Very well played from FireBird, but it was a little bit unlucky with those unfortunate swings there from Eternity. They definitely gave it a good try, and it was also unlucky with the TK early on. I think that definitely set the pace for the round when very early on, through no effort of FireBird, they were able to pick up a very early advantage. And now FireBird are on match point, which is really not a good position for Eternity to be in, especially when they haven't taken a timeout yet, and now they don't really have the freedom of, losing a round and then taking the timeout to discuss what's going wrong.
I mean, they did play better than they did on attack. The thing is that the early TK there probably cost them the whole round, as you said earlier. But they seem to have thought about how FireBird plays. I mean, yeah, okay, fair enough. Martin got a little bit too aggressive when they weren't expecting. They weren't expecting him to be, right. But except from that, they seem to have some points made down, right. They have written them down. They have talked about them, and now they basically know what to do. As long as they don't get unlucky by getting another TK or someone dying early because of a slight misplay, they can definitely turn the score around. Obviously, they are in a position where they can't really have another chance. This is their last chance to turn the score around and win the first map. But I'm sure they can do it as long as they try.
Yes, on this time they are using the bandit batteries on this office wall to slow down that push as much as possible, and a Glorious will be bandit tricking the geisha wall as well to slow them down even more. Of course, I guess the Thatcher, that might seem redundant, but if the Thatcher ends up wasting two of those EMP grenades, which he has now on the office and VIP wall, that really could eliminate every possibility of opening up that geisha wall come that mid to late round push and execute from FireBird, and that really could dictate how this round turns out.
They have already wasted a minute off of the attacker side, but the attackers have advanced a bit into office side right now, as they did last round as well. They have the Oryx camping in a corner. I don't think that Yana knows about him, or she has a slight idea and actually gets a kill on him, but easily gets traded out by Greasy. That's a 4v4 and 1 minute and a half left. It's not it's not a lot of time, but it's still enough for the attackers to advance and clear the utility while also getting kills. As we can see though, Greasy is holding a very important angle. It's a power position, that's what I like to call it, because it's a shield with two ADSs. The attackers really need to put some utility and effort into clearing that out. And now...
a bit of a misthrown smoke there does a little bit of damage onto Diddy's instead of the attackers, and that wall does get opened up. A Glorious, who I was just about to mention, who was trying to bandit trick that wall, does die to Yuno as well. But you were mentioning that shield. That shield is actually even more important without that Yana and those two grenades, but I don't think that that's going to matter much as Diddy's gets taken out as well. There goes Greasy down two, and it's all down to Emiterm. Two of those smoke babes still left in pocket. The diffuser is not in control of the attackers at the moment, does pick up one. 30 seconds left to go. This could be done, but a little bit of lag. Unfortunate timing for that lag spike there from Emmy. There goes another kill onto Yuno. That diffuser now in the hands of Lussi. Does push up into T to get that plant down, and now is having to contest a very, very long angle with that DMR, or against that DMR of Yuno.
No.
Oh, unlucky there. Looks just a little bit too high unless he picks up the final kill of the round and of the map.
That was a close attempt for him. I mean, they had quite of an advantage at the start of the round, but everyone started crumbling and dying one by one, which really cost them the first map. It was a very nice attempt from Emiterm though. especially on the smoke, you don't really have the best of guns for a ranged gunfight. Obviously, if you're good at the game, you can use the SMG-11, and he really did so successfully on the first 2 kills. But sadly, it wasn't enough to win a whole 4v1 with a post-plan scenario.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that was a great attempt from Eternity to try and win out Skyscraper. Not all is lost yet. They still have at least one more map to go. That will be Clubhouse. We'll be taking a short break, but we'll be right back with more of the lower bracket finals, quarterfinals to go. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the lower bracket quarterfinals of the Revival League. My name is Retro, and I'm joined here by my good friend and co-caster, Ultra. Ultra, are you ready for some more action?
Yes, I'm actually very ready, and I'm more excited to see this game since we're changing from a not that common map and mostly hated map of Skyscraper to Clubhouse, which I really love, and I can't wait to see Eternity play on the side of defense and Firebird on the side of attack. It
Um,
basically reverted the two sides from what they started on last game and what they
Mhm.
started on this game.
Yeah, that is a really, really good point. That is exactly what we are seeing. We're seeing a little bit of a switcheroo here on Clubhouse. For those of you who missed it, we did just see these two teams go up against each other on Skyscraper. It was a 7-1 wipeout for Firebird. Eternity came very close to winning a few of those rounds, so it wasn't a complete, just slaughterhouse. But it was not good for Eternity. So hopefully they will rectify that here and bring us all the way back to the third map, which is supposed to be Chalet, should we get to see it. But without further ado, these bans have come out as well. And so far, pretty standard bans all across the board. Solus to finish them off, following the Hibana, Thatcher, and Cade bans. Walk me through these bans, Ultra. What are your thoughts on these bans?
To be honest, all of them are pretty generic, and you can understand why they're all banned. I don't necessarily support both Cade and Thatcher being banned. Or when you see that Hibana is banned, you don't really need to have a Cade either, But they're pretty generic. Hibana is obviously banned for the hatches mostly, for when they go bottom floor, but she can be used in any other side as well. Then you got Thatcher. Thatcher can be used for any kind of utility disabler. Like, it doesn't have to be a Cade or a bandit or a mute. It can be anything. It can be cams. It can be ADSs if you want to go for a complex take. And then there's like bans like Solis and Cade that we discussed last game as well, especially Solis. You can do all sorts of stuff, and you can play vertical with her as well. If someone is punting, you can tell where they are just by clicking a button and putting on some sort of magic glasses that you can see through,
Mm-hmm.
and you can see everything through them. So yeah, as I said, very generic, but all of them are very helpful in their own ways. And as we're heading into the round, almost the prep phase is almost over, and the defenders went on bottom floor. By far the best side of this map. Any kind of percentage will tell you life-wise as well. It has a very low win rate for the attackers, so it does seem very advantageous for the team of Eternity right now. What do you think?
Well, I definitely agree with that, and I think what's going to make that potentially even more true is the fact that they are bringing Mira, which has been banned every single time that we've seen Clubhouse get played so far in the playoffs. So I'm very excited for the Mira plays, especially because they are the sort of default setup of Mira. We saw the Mira windows get placed earlier to watch the bottom of main stairs, and then also to watch that stock hatch or blue hatch drop as well. So generic placements, but very, very strong placements of those mirror windows. While I was talking, Martin and Huno, the Nook, and the Iana made very, very quick work of clearing out the top floor and making sure that there are no roamers there, which I do find it a bit odd that Eternity have gone for no roam at all. But if FireBird were not aware of the fact that they were gonna go for such a close to the chest setup, so they've wasted 90 seconds by not even moving a foot away from the site in the action phase. Those hatches are getting opened up, but there's still so much work for FireBird to do to be able to actually execute, and time is running out.
Yeah, FireBird need to keep in mind that having the defenders turtle around the site, they will have to be aware of this kind of cross angles, because the defenders really don't have to swing out to them. All they have to do is wait for them to walk into the crossfires, and there's no way for the attackers to win both of them at the same time. Meanwhile, the Mira gets a kill onto the ace, so that's all. That's half of the breaching ability gone, and with the thermite having no thermite charges left, they can't really breach anything anymore. All they can do now is go for a land. And Didi gets another kill onto the nuke, but someone gets a trade onto Trust and injures him, and then another trade onto the mute and killing him. Now in an active 3v2. They get the plant down. Eternity are trying to fight them off, leaving Hiram in a 1v3 or 4, but like the other guy is still injured. Now smoking him off as well. They can't really defuse because he's holding it actively, but now they start to defuse, and at the same time Mira gets a kill onto him. That was a very explosive round from the side of Eternity. Like, I didn't even manage to cast everything that happened there. That was very fast, very well played. Like, all they had to do was hold the angles. They held perfect cross angles. They didn't let a single breathing space for FireBird to actually take.
Yeah, definitely. And there, while you were talking, I thought that might even be winnable for FireBird, as it was Hiram on the open hatch with the diffuser down right in front of him. So that denies a lot of those angles. But very, very, very well played by the smoke. To smoke off that position, smoke off that hatch, and force him away. As of course that allowed them to start diffusing or start disabling that diffuser. Of course, he did get pushed by the Mira and died to her, but even if he had picked up the kill, that still would have been very, very challenging, as we could also see that Greasy in the final moments of that round threw up another Kiba barrier onto the hatch, preventing an angle there from Hiram to be able to deny that diffuser disabling. So that was really, really well played by Eternity. The turtle strategy definitely worked for them, and this time they were going for something completely different, as they were going for the bar stage defense instead. That tends to be a very non-favorite side. It's a tertiary side pick for sure. It is getting a lot of love recently, mainly because people still don't really know how to attack or defend it. So if you're a team that has figured out a strategy for it, it's very likely that your opponents don't know how to counter it, because they never really see it get picked or played in scrims and in competition, so they don't really know how to deal with it. It's going to be a very top-heavy defense here from Eternity. And FireBird have already started to swiftly dissect this roam from Eternity.
Yeah, it's very unlikely that Eternity are gonna have roamers on the bottom floor, but as we can see, Jan is trying to nade Zamio and almost gets the kill, but didn't really get it. All she did was deal a couple of damage points and push her off. Yana did try to swing her though. It's really not working towards her, but she finally gets the kill on the Greasy Meister. That's the Azami off the board. That's a lot of utility off the board as well. Utility that could block off angles and doors. As we can see, Echo has a hidden drone in construction, but it finally got spotted out. Now, FireBird have all the control they need in stock and construction, but Melusi gets a kill onto the Yana, and that's one of their entries gone already. Melusi advances into Lodging, gets another kill onto the nuke, while Trust gets a kill onto Thermite. That's only Ace left to breach, while he also gets a kill on the Melusi, getting the trade done, leaving him and his teammate in a 2v3 against a Melusi, an Echo, a Warden, and an OX. There's not really a lot of utility they can use, since both of Echo's drones are shot, I believe. But they still need to get some control done, because they do have control over the entirety of the top floor, but they can't get the plant down, only having one player above and one below. They need to push together right now.
Yuno does leave the diffuser behind inside of Garage, as he knows that he will be contesting a gunfight here and does not want to lose it, and he wins that gunfight. That's a glorious gun. If one of those Echo drones had survived, well, it's dead now. It will be used for maybe a little bit of information, but it won't be used to deny the plant. And now, On pretty much equal HP, FireBird and Eternity are pushing into the final 15 seconds of this round. FireBird still looking to gain control and still looking to gain sight. And I think this will be the round for Eternity as Term gets the kill onto Ace, gets immediately traded out by Hiram, but Hiram now does not have enough time to get that plant down. And it is another round for Eternity. Eternity setting a great pace so far in this map. Clubhouse is already 2-0 for them, and this is definitely growing their confidence in this matchup. Maybe they were feeling a little bit down after losing the first map, but they are definitely starting to pick up some fire here, and this could snowball into a win for Eternity.
Honestly, I'm completely amazed from how good they're doing right now. Okay, yeah, I get that the last round went down to a 1v1, but don't forget that 1v1 had to go through a 4v2, and yeah, FireBird played it really well and almost got the round off of them, but still they weren't good enough to actually completely steal it off. Now, as I said, setting a really good example for themselves, having 2 rounds on defense already conquered. But the thing is that Clubhouse is a team that needs a lot of coordination. You need to be a really coordinated team to get rounds on attack. And attack, in my opinion, is a bit more favored on this map. It kind of depends on how you play it as well, but it's favored. So if you're on a defense and you get kills and you get rounds, it means that something is going really well. And all you have to do is keep that same energy up, keep that way you're playing. You don't really need to change your play style as long as, and you only have to as soon as people spot out your mistakes and start adapting on them. And right now, Eternity are on a really good path.
They're definitely on a really good path, and I find it interesting that you mentioned them making mistakes, because so far in this round, or in this map, I haven't seen them make any mistakes. And most notably, a mistake that a lot of teams do make is not being there to pick up the trades, and that's something that Eternity were struggling a little bit with on Skyscraper. They've completely fixed that, because they did lose Greasy, but they immediately picked up the trade on that entry kill, and well, they're just there for each other for that trade, which is a really good quality for a team to have, and it's definitely contributing to their 2 wins so far. These walls have gotten opened up, and that top red shield has been destroyed as well by that Flores round, so really good work of using that utility from FireBird, getting those walls open, getting those shields taken care of, and making Eternity a little bit uncomfortable with the way that they are playing. That said, 75 seconds of this round have already gone, and Eternity still have control of this cash side. A little bit of that control. Well, sorry.
They still hold CC very by the heart, to be honest. But 2 people get killed, and now a 3rd one. That means that the entirety of CC and cash is clear. At the same time, FireBird killed the guy that was playing on top red, leaving A Glorious in a 1v4 on side. Yeah, we know that all of them except from one are on the CC side of the building, but that can only mean that he's gonna get pinched in a second from now, and he does, getting Ace getting the last kill onto him. I believe that Ace missed most of the action on that round, but he didn't really need to do much, as his team literally went through Eternity so easily. All they had to do was take control over CC. They had a guy playing on the windows as well. He really helped out, as you could see. Wamai couldn't fall back to construction. So they that's the mistake that they made that round, was them all getting cornered in cash pretty much, and red, because they did have the opportunity to leave from red and rotate it to main side and go find their friends again and their teammates and go back into side. But they said that they should probably stay there and stick with the cash take. They tried to, but sadly it didn't work. That's the first round that FireBird get under their belt in a 2-1 fashion right now. We see Eternity go back to the bottom floor. So last time it ended really well for them. Let's see if the same happens this time as well.
This time, I think the thing that Eternity might struggle with is the fact that FireBird now know how they play. That is, of course, the downside to there being only so many sites on the map. because the first time, this is the first round, brand new map. FireBird were attacking it in a sort of default fashion. They were still going for that roam clear, and Eternity wasted a lot of their time by not even being upstairs. And now FireBird will probably make a lot quicker way of taking care of that control. Martin does pick up the kill onto Diddy's, and that is their Umai gone. All of those magnets are now gone. I think only 2 get deployed during the prep phase. So that is, again, as I said, FireBird are making very, very quick way through the map on upstairs and pacing themselves a lot quicker because they know that Eternity don't roam as extensively as other teams do. So whereas at this point they were still trying to clear out top floor, right now Hiram is already inside of kitchen. Huno will be taking care of a lot of this utility with those floors drones as well. And this round is going a lot quicker for FireBird, and with man advantage, this is looking a lot better for FireBird to potentially win this, of course, setting themselves up for a much quicker execute.
Very interesting to see the Ace open the hats up like that. Kind of a disadvantage for Eternity since they have the impacts available, but they didn't try to impact trick the Ace charges there. That means that Team FireBird could and did get the hats very easily. Now, as we see though, Eternity are using pretty much the same tactic. They hold the same exact angles and same exact positions, which is not necessarily bad, but it means that FireBird have a slight advantage over them now because they know how they're gonna play this round. All they have to do is find a way to adapt and possibly push a different side. And from the looks of it, they're kind of split pushing main and blue, which is very interesting to see. Still droning and getting intel onto the team of Eternity. And yeah, as you said, we have the advantage. They have the advantage right now. It's a 5v4 on attack. That's always a good thing. It means that there's less angles for you to check when you try to clear a space.
Yes, and because of the Ace using 2 of those Summer Chargers on the hatch, there is not only 1 left to open up this bottom of main mirror window, or potentially that blue mirror window. So that could be a real power position still left for Eternity, especially now as they're trying to push into there. C4 does come out from a Glorious. It doesn't find anybody. Hiram trying to peek onto these angles. Emitherm goes down to Yuno picking up another, and the plant will be going down inside of Arsenal. It's on down to Glorious now as the rest of his team all fall down, and there goes a flawless round from FireBird to equalize the scoreline and put us onto 2-2 on Clubhouse.
God damn, man. Sledge and Ace just basically switched roles with each other. Ace dropped the diffuser, let Sledge have it, and then he just went in and got 3 kills in the span of 5 seconds, I believe. Could be even less than 5.
Around there.
Yeah, he literally demolished half of Eternity's team, and it happened really fast. Well, props to it was right? It was right?
Yeah.
So props to him. He hit some very nasty shots, and as I said, he neutralized the score to a 2-2 now. No one has the advantage now, and especially when the defenders don't lose like such a favorite side, it's kind of hard for them, and it does put pressure on their mentality. It doesn't mean it's over though. They still have a lot of time left, and they still have a lot of rounds left.
The game is still far from over, and I think that pacing from FireBird is definitely what contributed to that win, as well as getting that early pick onto their sole roamer, and using up a lot of, or just sort of wasting a lot of utility there by getting the Wumai, or losing the Wumai that early on. But as I did say, FireBird, are more tuned into how Eternity plays, so it was a lot easier for them to attack, especially once they had that opening early on. I wonder whether they're going to utilize the same knowledge this time as they are attacking a site that they previously attacked onto and lost the last time that they attacked onto it. Partially, again, due to pacing. They didn't pace themselves well enough. They were wasting a lot of time droning out a lot of these, solitary positions.
Yeah.
But they seem to be making their way inside of cash. very early on. And again, those Banshees giving away their position, although that might not be as relevant right now, it is still a sound cue, letting Eternity know exactly where their enemies are coming from.
Yeah, from the looks of it, both teams are just doing the exact same thing they did last round because it basically worked for both of them. But Eternity should not have shots an extended roam because last time they played the gym side, it didn't go as they wanted to. Yeah, this time it's on the gym side, and that's why they have minimized their presence from being in red and CC to only being in master and low G. All they have to do is just like basically fall back a bit before the action has taken place, so they don't lose a lot of bodies early on. And that's exactly what I mean. Hyuna gets an entry kill onto Greasy Master, and Yuno follows it up with a kill onto Didis. But Emitem does get the refrag, so now Eternity are in a 4v3. But Hyuna gets another kill onto A Glorious, and now leaving them in a 4v2 with a minute left. That's a lot of time for the attackers to adapt and push. Now getting another injure onto the Frost. I don't think they know about it though, because he's injured there, but still like holding on. Losty gets injured to a Frostmat as well.
Yeah, it gets injured to a Frostmat, but unfortunately he will get picked up as they finish off Trust as well. So it's all down to Emiterm now. No C4 in pocket, limited HP as well. And there goes Hiram. We didn't even get to see it. There goes Hiram, just rushing straight in, getting that kill. I think they probably had information on that from a drone. And
Yeah,
for the first time on this map, FireBird have taken control of the
scoreboard
of the scoreboard, and it's now 3-2. They've set themselves for an even split on Clubhouse, which when you're starting on attack is really, really good. And Eternity need to win this round if they want to set themselves up for a good attacking half come round 7.
Yeah, 100%. No, I don't think we've seen the CC side at all up to this point, have we?
No, we haven't. We haven't. Eternity have not come here yet.
That's pleasant to see in a way, but at the same time, we know that CC is not the best of sides. Statistically speaking, it's the third worst side, and Bar comes right after it. But it kind of depends on how every team plays the side, as I've said earlier as well. Now, I don't know what Eternity are planning to do, but they don't have a lot of roamers in a way, because all of their operators are 2 and 1 speed. So it looks like a kind of a turtle, turtling into side again. But I have a feeling that one of them is gonna play in rafters. Yeah, the Asami, of course, and she's gonna hold that power position, which is really crucial for the defenders to hold on as much as they can. Because if you have control over Garage for the entirety of the round, you really limit the attacker's way of pushing into side, because this Garage is one of the most important ones. They can't really take control over from the windows, right? They can only push the bridge and Garage. So let's see how this rolls out. Jaeger is kind of roaming, as I mentioned earlier, and gets the kill onto back. That's a very nice shot, and by killing the back, the attackers can't take control vertically right now. From below up, obviously, from bottom to up. Now, he's kind of engaging onto a second gunfight, but he fell back because he doesn't want to put his team in a disadvantageous position again. Yana will try to get a nade, as we can see, but she cancels out the animation and tries to get the bridge instead. She denies the mute jammer there, letting the thermite get control over the bridge, and now they have the whole bridge open. Eternity losing a man to the Yana and being in a 4v4. Not the best of plays, but we still have a neutral scoreline. That's very good for the defending team.
The important thing to note there is Greasy, the person that just died to the Iana, is Capcan. And if FireBird weren't aware of his presence before, they definitely are now. The Capcan, of course, can stall out an attack or even completely nullify an attack very, very quickly, just even from the grave. Just with those traps, and Trust's position, unbeknownst to him, is revealed to the attack. And there goes Hiram picking up that kill. They had pings on him. He was not aware of that. And what was looking to be a non-roam defense turned out to be quite a roam-heavy defense. And all of that advantage that Diddy's had given to them very early on is now getting nullified more and more as Aglorious and Diddy's are now left in a 2 versus 4. Make that a 2 versus 3, as I do believe that that's a Kapkan trap that
no.
downed Yuno. But they have 45 seconds left to go, and now only one defender to deal with. Diddy's is going to have to hold on for his life and try hard to keep this round alive for his team. Not just this round, but also this half alive, because they do not want to be, on the back foot come attack. It's going to be a lot harder for them. That plant is going down from Losi. He's going to be getting pushed up every which way, and there goes Huno up those red stairs, cloaked, and probably very, very quiet. Picks up the final kill to finish this half, 4-2 for FireBird.
Well, I mean, as I said, in my opinion, attack is definitely the side with the advantage on this map. So Eternity pulling off 2 rounds on defense is something really positive. It shouldn't be considered a bad thing, because the more you get on defense, on this map, the easier you'll get through the attack side. And now switching the sides, we're probably going to see some different playstyles, arranging from the turtling that Eternity did to a heavy roam that FireBird will probably do, considering the way they play different maps.
Yeah, considering the way that they play different maps, but also you can tell that just from their lineup, Alibi and Muzzy will most likely be roaming at least at the beginning of the round, and then fall back once that minute mark is gone.
I'm kind of invested to see what Bandit is going to be used for, because you can use Bandit on walls, but there's only 2 walls that need to be used or utilized from the Bandit, and that's either the church walls to the short hallway, or third, I guess. It's pretty easy to get the Bandit batteries off the third walls.
10 seconds remaining.
As we can see, Bandit is AFK on the main stairs, so he might not be utilized at all, even if he gets kicked. But we're hoping that's not the case.
And okay, finally, I was going to say that Eternity do not have a hard breacher, but they switched off of the fuse onto the ace at the last minute. So I don't know if that was maybe a change of plans last minute, but that could have been really unfortunate for Eternity if they had decided to try to attack basement without a hard breacher.
Is this what I think it is? They're planning to rush dirt, right?
I do believe that is what it is. Is they send out those lion scans. Glorious is going to be the first one on the front lines. Gets deleted immediately by Yuno, the smoke, and all of those smoke babes will get deployed inside of the dirt tunnel, doing a little bit of damage onto Hiram from a very long angle. I think that was Trust, who is also taking damage from those smoke babes, and the rest of Eternity is forced to rotate around. They did lose their buck, which is very, very crucial in trying to attack this vertically, and it's a vertical angle all the way from inside of Ludgy that picks up Greasy, and this is the danger with trying to rush. You do not roam out the rest of the map. You have no idea where the rest of these defenders are, and you are put in a very unfavorable position. The hatch will be getting opened up, at least partially, but Martin is still upstairs, and he will be denying more of this breaching onto the hatch. There goes their hard breachers, so the hatch will remain closed, and it's all down to the Lion and the Dokkaebi. Both Dokkaebi calls gone, and only 1E, 1B left to deploy for Lion with about 90 seconds left to go.
He looks away and dives to the Azami there. That's a cheeky little angle that she was holding, and gets another kill on the trash. That's a flawless round for FireBird. How many kills did Huno even get that round? Did he get 3 or 2?
I'm not sure. I think no, it was Martin with 1.
Oh, and Yuno with 2. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it was Yuno picked up the first one, then it was Martin, and then it was 2 and 1 because Hiram got 1, and then it was 2 for Yuno. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Hiram got 1. Yeah, you're right. Well, okay, that went completely unexpected. They got. I mean, yeah, they were on the bottom floor, so they were statistically proven to win that specific round. But what happens now, right? You're gonna be on a different side that's not statistically advantaged, and that's actually going to be Jim, which is probably the second best side statistically speaking. Now we see Eternity having less breachers than we saw FireBird have, because I'm pretty sure the FireBird brought 2 breachers its round, and
Yeah.
Eternity are bringing 1 round from the looks of it. They will change onto the 0 though. That means that they're going to have a lot of cameras now and a lot of eyes onto the defenders and potentially flanking defenders as well, because you can deploy 0 cams everywhere on the map. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what surface it is. It doesn't matter what altitude it is. You can do it. You can put one anywhere you like to, and that's a really huge help for the side of Eternity and the side of attack. Now, wow, okay, so FireBird are looking to extend very far into garage from gym. That's very uncommon to see, to be honest. You don't see people playing in garage when the side is gym. So it's a really huge distance that FireBird have to cover with only 5 players. Let's see how this rolls out. I have faith in the setup because it's uncommon and it might catch attackers off guard.
It might catch them off guard. However, they did drone that out, and they are starting to attack onto that garage, so they know that it's there. I really hope that they droned out that frost trap on top of the on top of the garage stairs as well. As of course that could also be quite detrimental to their attack. That CCTV wall gets opened up as well, and now that cuts Lossi in half. He's got 2 angles to contend with. Of course, it's the bottom of garage, and it's also that CC push. But he does have quite a lot of support still in cash and on top of red. There goes a swing from I think Tuno. There goes oh, that was Martin actually with the bandit. C4 goes out, picks up 1. Hiram and Lossi both pick up a piece, and it's suddenly 2 versus 5 or 2 versus 4 now as Hiram goes down to a Flores drone. They pick up 1 more, and it's all down to Diddy's. No diffuser in hand. The jump out coming out as well. There from the Jaeger. Picks up 1 kill. That is really good there from Diddy's. Maybe a little bit cheeky from Huno to try and stay locked onto that window. Probably chasing another round. Oh, there goes another kill, and this is looking a lot more winnable for Diddy's, of course, as well if FireBird remain that aggressive, but it doesn't look like they will be remaining aggressive as Lossi pulls back all the way to site and joins Yuno, who has been chilling in here for a while.
As you can clearly see, the defenders have fallen back into the site, and the diffuser is literally next to the lion, so since he's running and clearing out the angles that he's afraid of, he can definitely go retrieve it and try to go for a play there. Yeah, he has already picked up 2 kills and only needs another 2 to win the round, which does seem a bit unwinnable, but it's definitely feasible if you think about all the other clutches that people have pulled over the years. Now, in a position where he has half of his HP available as well, and only 1 drone on him, it does seem hard, and it definitely is. So he only 20 seconds on the round. He needs to pick up the diffuser now and go fast. 15 seconds talking right now, and I'm Nicholas Morgan. He is in cash, tries to plant the bomb. They have mixed up the sides. Oh no, he just realized they didn't know that the side was Jim, and he dies to the frost. That swings out on construction and kills him. That's very unlikely, bro. How does that happen?
I think that was the unexpected side effect to having such a far extension all the way into garage, where they did lose quite a lot of people, and there was probably very hectic comms coming out from Eternity. Maybe they did think at a point that it was Jim, but with such a high presence of defenders on the side of CCTV and cash, there's no reason for them to assume that the site would be anywhere else, because who has such a far extension? As you mentioned, it's a very, very uncommon.
Defenders, protect your bombs.
And yeah, that was really unlucky there from Diddy's. I actually thought that was winnable at a point when he had about a minute left to go, but then, of course, he wasted a lot of it trying to drone out the position of the remaining 2 defenders, and FireBird picked up another round, put themselves on match point. And if there's anything to, shoot down your mentality at the end of a game, well, it's definitely that, misdroning a site and then not realizing where you're supposed to be. Definitely unlucky there for Eternity. But they could still pull this off. We've seen teams pull off even crazier comebacks.
Yeah, like a 6-2 for a 6-0, for example.
Yeah, exactly. We've seen teams absolutely come back and wipe 8 rounds in a row. So, not all is lost yet. They still have at least one more round to go. And they are
Well-
attacking CCTV this time for sure.
Well, I have to bring up the fact that they did have a very complex plan last round, and it did work, which was, confusing the enemies, the attacking side, to think that the side is going to be on the CC, but it was actually Jim. And this time it looks like they have a different sort of crazy plan, and that's bringing the Cav with a shotty and the silent pistol, of course. I don't know how they're going to utilize the Cav. Talking about guess that's how you're gonna utilize the Thunderbird. They get the floors off the board, but yeah, I don't know how Cav is going to be useful for the 60 take. Maybe she's gonna try to flank the mainster people, but are there gonna be mainster people or not at all? It seems like they're droning it right now, so it looks feasible. I'm really hoping to see Cav get a couple of interrogations this round. I'm not gonna lie, I really wanna see that. But she does get spotted out, and some damage is actually dealt onto her. Now, confusing the enemy that she's facing 1v1 against on the bottom floor, and that's the back of Diddy's. Let's see who wins that gunfight. They're dancing around, ring around the roses, and trying to spot each other out. At the same time, Harem gets a kill onto Meister, and Yuno gets a kill onto Emiterm. Now, the two remaining people of Eternity are hunting the Cav down. Nuke is pushing up and gets the Cav, so that's mission accomplished, but is it really a good thing or not?
Well, it's a good thing in the sense of... Yeah, it's a good thing in the sense that they've eliminated a potential threat. The Cav can be very annoying, but of course, there goes a kill from Hiram onto Trust, and it's all down to Diddy's. Spots the head of Hiram just at the last second, but it's not enough, and FireBird take this match 2-0. It was a valiant effort there from Eternity, but things just kept going wrong. It kept going wrong for them, but they gave it their all. They will be battling for 5th place
against either Lumina or Voltage, but we'll see about that tomorrow, because Lumina versus Voltage is going to happen tomorrow in about 22 hours. So the winner of that game is going to advance and play against FireBird, and the loser of that game is going to drop down to the 5th place match and play against Eternity. So everyone make sure to tune in tomorrow, because it's going to be a hell of a game, 100%.
Yeah, definitely. I will be there, and I'll be very excited to see that matchup. But everyone, thank you for watching us here tonight. Thank you to FireBird and Eternity for providing the entertainment tonight with their matchup. Thank you, Ultra, of course, for joining me. Happy for observing for us. And we will see you all tomorrow. Have a good night.
Have fun, boys.